Welcome to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast, your quality assurance consulting team. Quality is our highest priority for your business with one goal, one direction, success. And now here's your host, Charles Luttrell. Good afternoon, listeners. This next podcast, this is the first podcast I'm doing of 2024, and I'm really excited. It is Bite by Bite and Company. This one should make you all hungry. So good afternoon, Bite by Bite and Company. Tell our audience who you are and what you do.
Awesome. Thank you for having me, Charles. So my name is Teyoshe Smith, and I am the founder and CEO of Bite by Bite and Company. And we have been in business for a little over, we're close to 2 years, actually. So Mother's Day weekend of 2022 is when the business actually kind of came into its own. And now we are here with, when I say here, we're in Richmond, Virginia. That's one location. And then our second location is in Atlanta, Georgia. So we are, so Bite by Bite and Company is, we specialize in charcuterie and like beautiful grazing tables. But I think the thing that is our secret sauce is really our homemade cheese dips and cheese balls. So that's the thing that's really setting us apart right now, and what we have the most fun with, just being able to introduce like different seasonal dips to our customers and people looking forward to like what we'll like introduce next.
Nice.
But yeah.
Sounds yummy.
Thank you. And then go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
And I was going to, also kind of walk through, how I started the business, because it's a really, unique story. And I think this, my story does resonate with, with a lot of people, because where this business is today, I would have never dreamed that in a million years. So, kind of like what.
Remember, I'm the interviewer here, so you can't steal my thunder, okay?
I am so sorry, Charles. Okay.
You just want to fly off with this interview.
Okay, I'm going to sit back. Go ahead, Charles. Ask away.
Hey, Teyoshe, so why did you decide to be a business owner?
Oh, well, that is a really good question, Charles. So actually, and I didn't really decide. I was working in corporate America. And I actually was working for Capital One for 3 years, working virtually. And my sister-in-law and I, one weekend, we were, kind of doing some little, kind of playing around with some recipes. And we made a few charcuterie boards. And she mentioned, she was like, you're really good at this. You try to think about like maybe selling some of these or something like that. She's like, there's a real business for that right now. I was like, are you serious? And so she was like, yeah. So I end up like ordering some little small boxes from Amazon. And then I made charcuterie boxes, and then I, of course, took a couple pictures, and then I posted them on the Facebook marketplace. So when I posted them, I didn't do a whole lot. I only had like 10 boxes, I think. But once I did a post, they were like, selling out. So I was like, oh my gosh, that really did work. So then I did like another post, and then actually people were like starting to reach out to me with special requests, like, can you do this, or will you do like our party? And I was like, okay. And of course, still not. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but y'all like it, so here we go.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
figure that out as we go along.
For sure. And so it was ironic, because I end up getting a phone call from who is a lady now that I share my current commercial kitchen with, but she had just reached out and said that she had a space that I could share with her, and if I was interested in doing that, because she's like, you can't really do this from your home, you'll get in trouble. And so the second anybody tells me I'm going to get in trouble, I'm like, okay, I don't want any.
Let's figure it out from there. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want any problem. So anyway, so long story short, I end up going into this kitchen with her. So I got all my certifications that I needed. I went through like the health department to, kind of just make sure for my end of the business that we were certified, got my food and handler license and so on and so forth. And eventually I was like, I think I need to really kind of create a business name and a business model around this. So it just turned into being a full blown business where now I could barely keep up with my corporate job. So so last year I was able to leave corporate America, and now I do this full time. And as I mentioned earlier, we now have 2 locations. So we have the one in Richmond, which we are moving to a storefront here soon. And then we also have the one here in Atlanta, and we just operate from a commercial kitchen here. So Yeah.
That's awesome. It's and that's why I love doing what I do, because hearing these stories, how you go from, I just cut some pieces up and put them on a board and try this. And like, you know what, you should do this for a living. And look, here you are.
Uh, yeah. It's
Great.
it's absolutely, and it's like almost kind of like I
Yeah.
look at myself and I'm like, are you really doing this, girl? Like it is great.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
But I
So
love it.
yeah. So the great next question is, so why did you choose this industry? Why charcuterie boards?
So, like
What
I said,
drove you to this?
yeah, in starting out, Charles, it really wasn't like a decision. It more so was just a feeling, and I was excited for doing it because I am a nurturer at heart. So,
Hmm.
me hosting or making people feel warm and fuzzy, like that's what comes to me naturally, right? And that's what I feed off to just know that I love love. I love sharing love, and I love sharing love through food. So this was just like I said, second nature to me. But then when I realized that there is a demand for this type of food and this type of presentation of food,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I might have something here. So we
Yeah.
we really have become intentional about our messaging. So right now, since charcuterie is so popular, right, it's like the number one food option all around the world. We're really just trying to make sure that we're paving the way to say, not only is this food type, charcuterie boards or grazing tables, nice for an event and nice for a special
Hmm.
occasion, but what if we normalized it where you were sitting on your couch on Tuesday night and you're like, hey honey, what do you want for dinner? Why can't we have bite by bite be an option? And we just order
Right.
that same day, and we have that to kind of graze on and nibble on as a family, not because it's a holiday
Yeah.
or somebody's birthday, but just because we're hungry. So,
Right.
so that's really
Yeah.
where we're trying to, kind of push our direction for this business. And we have kind of created the slogan where it's normalizing charcuterie across the
Yeah.
world, bite by bite.
Yeah. I love the name. When I looked at the title, and before I even spoke to you, look at the title and look at what you do. I'm like, that's interesting. I think it fits.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Thank
So, what were some of the challenges that you faced when you thought about, hey, I want to do this?
Well, I think for me, it's just all new. So the challenges were the lack of knowledge of how to like get this started because it's mostly on the business side. I am
Uh-huh.
not from my family, my mom's an entrepreneur, but she owns like a bail bonds business, but there wasn't really many resources for me to kind of, fall back on to really understand how to do this and what's the next steps. And then I just was so scared everything I was doing, I would get in trouble. So I was probably like over Googling everything. They tell you like, don't let Google be your doctor. Well, that's how I felt. I felt we
Don't
started
let
this
Google be your business partner.
yeah. So I would like, ask my mom some questions and then ask like, my brother-in-law, but really just the not understanding like what to do next and to make sure that I was doing things correctly. And then since the business has grown, I now have employees. So I have people's livelihood to worry about. So I think just a challenge of just making sure that this business continues to succeed is what worries me. But I can't say I'm seeing struggles there. I mean, the business is doing great, but it's still just kind of it's a big. I've taken on a whole new chapter in my life, and it's scary but fun at the same time. But
Yeah, you said it the best, right? If it's not scary, it's not going to be fun, right? I mean, it's
oh
you got
yeah.
to mix the two, because if you're not, if you're not challenged like this, you're not growing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You
And
know.
then, just to kind of piggyback off your word growing, just this year we are in the process of franchising. So it's a big deal to even say, here I am saying I'm so afraid and I don't know what I'm doing, but now I'm pushing myself even further and going into this franchising, realm where I'm learning as I go,
Right.
even from, taking the business to that next level. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because where I live up north here in Maryland and Delaware, I've seen just a couple of companies that do charcuterie. It's not
Hmm.
a lot. There's a couple. And then when you talked about doing the franchising, I was like, you know, you're going to get ahead of this curve, right? So you want
Yeah.
to you want to really get ahead of this thing so you can be the front runner and be the one that
Yeah.
really pushes
Oh,
franchising to the next level.
Charles, you get it. Yes, that's exactly it. Because to me, I feel like there is a very short window, and Bite by Bite can be, the household name for charcuterie. Like there won't you when you think of, burger, we all automatically think of McDonald's, like that.
Hey listeners, Q.A.C. team here. We interrupt this podcast to offer business owners an opportunity to take advantage of our free business analysis. We will visit your location to assess food quality, timing, customer service, and cleanliness. From the web, visit QACteam.com and click on free analysis and consultation at the top of the page. While you are there, to sponsor a podcast or be featured, click on Feature Me. For mobile users, select from the menu options. We look forward to helping your business grow. And that's
Yeah.
what you want to be like.
Oh yeah, because when you mention that there's kind of like a sweet spot where we can kind of be like the front runner, like that truly is what we have realized, and that's why we said right now this is the time to start franchising, because there's no reason that when you think of charcuterie, Bite by Bite is not that should be the company that you think of. Like instantly when we're just like I mentioned earlier, when you're sitting on your couch on a Tuesday night, like hey, what should we grab? Like Bite by Bite. Let's go, either go to a storefront or order online and have it either shipped or delivered. So this unique opportunity is something that we saw right away and realized that there's not many competitors at this time. And then what sets us apart really in this industry is that we're not just trying to provide basic meat and cheese, right? Because everybody at some point in time at your home, you have put together these few ingredients, put them on a board, put some jam down, and y'all have all enjoyed it and felt pretty satisfied. But to me, when you order Bite by Bite, I would like it to be where this is a true experience, right? These are flavors you're all are talking about. Like I just don't even know what I'm eating. Like this is so good. Like what is this? And then even the way we prepare and package our items, we package it in a way where it's plentiful. And then it also, you feel like you're indulging. Like this is like, I feel like I'm cheating, but it's kind of still healthy because it is just kind of meat, cheese, and veggies. So we really do put a lot of effort in the types of cheeses that we choose and the types of meats that we choose. So it's not something traditional where you're going to feel as if, oh, I could have just gone to a Kroger and made that myself. When you order from us, you're like, I know this is the only place that I can get flavors like this. So that's a big part of it. And then, as I had mentioned earlier about our cheese dips and cheese balls, that is something that, we really pride ourselves in because we use all fresh ingredients. And then we want to make sure that each time somebody's having an experience with Bite by Bite, you feel like it's homemade. You feel the love in it. So those are all things that I think are going to continue to set us apart and continue to have us be like the front runner in this industry while, while people are still like figuring it out. And even once they do figure it out, I don't think they'll ever be able to really put that love into it. Like we've established that as a part of our business model. Like that is who we are. This is not just to win people over. I mean, it comes from my heart and that's what I put into my business.
And I think it's what makes it unique, right? Is that you have your way of doing it and nobody can do it like you.
Right.
And I think that's what's important. And I'm already, looked at your website and I noticed that there's some things that I don't think other places are doing, like workshops. So you do workshops.
Yeah.
And you have a mystery box subscription. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yep. So the workshops are probably the best way that we provide engagement with the community and engagement within just like the different regions that we hope to be in. Because right now what we've done is we're creating opportunity where we can expand just the workshop entity of our business throughout the US. So I recently launched just to kind of see and get a pulse on, what people were interested in. How would you feel about bringing a Bite by Bite workshop to your city or to your state? And it has been received really well. So we're gonna we're in the process of creating a certification. So basically, anyone who feels as if they could, really bring this to their city and help promote it and be a facilitator for a charcuterie workshop, they can become certified and bring our products, bring our training there, and bring, kind of like the full experience of Bite by Bite to one of these workshops to host for their community. So for just like the local places, right? Like we're in Atlanta and then we're also in Richmond, that just these workshops have helped us build so many relationships. And then this is how people have gotten, to experience us. They'll come to the workshops and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And then we also
Right.
take it to like the next level where we offer them in a team building format. So we go to different businesses and corporations. So like last year we worked with CarMax and we came and did a workshop for their team. And then we did one for Top Golf employees. And, we have another one lined up with like Chick-fil-A. So those are all places, those are all areas too, where these workshops can be, a really fun activity. And then a lot of people also just do it from a fun thing, like just with their family. So, maybe 8 family members have it at their house one Sunday. We come over, we bring everything, set the workshop up, and then everybody, has fun with us for a couple hours, build a board, and get to taste some of our cheese dips and cheese balls. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And what about the mystery box subscription? Tell us about that a little bit.
So that is something that we've tried to really help continue to introduce like new flavors and new surprises to our customers. So they can choose the date that they would like to have their mystery box delivered each month. And what that entails is they get a charcuterie board, which serves up to 8 people. And so they're going to get all of the, different meats and cheeses and fresh vegetables and fruits. But what we do each month to make it a little different is that we introduce like a new cheese and we create a pairing. So when they have, like last month we had a cranberry goat cheese that we introduced for the holiday, for Christmas holiday. And so
Mm-hmm.
that we give guidance on how to create a perfect bite. And then in addition to that, when you take your board, out of the box that it's delivered in, we also provide the parchment paper, flowers, and then they get some sort of keepsake gift. So it's really like a party in a box that you can just basically open this box and immediately begin to entertain, because the board is already prearranged, it's beautifully, prepared, and then you just cut off the paper, put it on top of the parchment paper, put your decorations out that we give you, and then we have a little guide on how to create your perfect bite, and that's it.
Very cool. I
Yeah.
like it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, what are some of the expectations for your business in the next year or two? What are you looking to accomplish?
I think my team and I, we are heads down on bringing a bite by bite in every state of this country. Like we are just going to really take advantage of this very short window that we have available, where we really can bring this experience and bring this this business to people's communities, and just really, and I'm passionate about just sharing what I know, but sharing it in a way too, even with this expansion, of not compromising like our brand and our quality. Like that to me is really important. So if I don't
Mm-hmm.
get as many franchisees as fast as I want, I'm not worried about that. What I do care about is that we execute, and as we create these new locations and we become a part of these new communities, I really want to make sure that we're standing tall on the quality that we provide, the customer service that we provide, and everyone having an experience that they feel as if it was unique to them. Like that's what people walk away with and say, oh my gosh, that was so delicious, or oh, that was so fun, or I can tell
Mm-hmm.
that they have the passion for this. So that is really what I'm spending time with as we, continue to build and get more and more of these locations throughout the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, just alone getting in half the states of the country is a challenge in itself. But branching from the country to the world, that says something about what you're driven to do and what you want to accomplish.
Oh yeah. And I just cannot wait. I mean, just thinking of this as sky is the limit. So I'm trying not to even limit my thoughts in where we can go. I mean, it's a
Mm-hmm.
tall order and there's a lot of work to it and a lot of, sweat and tears. And I can't say it's easy at all, because I'm a wife and I'm a mom, and we have a dog too. And, I'm very active in my family's life. So to know that I'm taking on something that is a little bigger than what I even understand is, it just still feels right. And I feel like, I'm very spiritual. So I feel like God has his hands in it, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll all be great. This is 2024 I feel like some good things are coming our way.
That's great. That's great. That's really good. I love it. Your energy. I can just feel your energy, and I love the idea. Like I said, I've seen a couple of these places around locally up here, but I don't think they're at the level you are. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're doing the things that you're doing. I think they're just. I do know I saw one where the owner of this place was doing the deliveries herself in her car. So I don't know if they have
Oh.
delivery. So yeah, it's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah, and delivery, I mean, we, have kind of gone through some trial and errors with that too, because at one point that was me. I probably was the owner that you could have easily saw delivering these boxes or boards, in my sedan. But since then, we have, kind of filled that gap, and we work with a delivery service. So that has helped us expand, the amount of people that we can reach, because this company helps, or excuse me, not help, but they allow us to deliver up to 100 miles from our location. So as I mentioned, we have a location in Richmond, so we can deliver from up to 100 miles from that actual location at our commercial kitchen.
Hmm.
And then if we cannot deliver, then we also have the opportunity to ship. So we can ship anywhere within the US. And, just yesterday we shipped out 6 boards, but they were going to different states. And a company hired us to ship charcuterie boards to their employees as a thank you.
That's very
So
cool. Nice.
yeah, so we've gotten a
Yeah.
lot of different kind of like partnerships from that standpoint. A few private jets have hired us, companies have hired us to provide charcuterie on the jets. We've also partnered with different businesses on just being able to kind of have it where the holidays are on, like autopilot, where they can automatically send like their partners gifts. So to
Hmm.
say thank you for the partnership over the years, we want to just send this to your office. So it's like business to business that we also get to kind of be a part of. So
Right.
it's so many different windows and areas that, we can kind of get involved in. But to your point, having some of those, smaller things figured out, like how to deliver and how to ship, that's really has been a game changer for us, because now we can, really take some of those bigger opportunities on, because we're not, worried about all the deliveries in the back of my truck and
Right.
I'm running and I'm trying
Exactly.
to run around the city.
Right.
So
Like a
yeah,
mild woman. Hey, I gotta make all these deliveries. Get out of my way.
exactly. And then go try to pick the kids up and grab dinner. So yeah, so
Right.
I'm grateful for the growth.
That is awesome. Yeah, growth is great, and that's something I'm focused on it myself. I really want to travel the country and in my travels and really branch out this podcast and the other part of my business, what I'm doing. We'll talk about that off air.
I Yeah, but I love that, Charles. And I hope this is just the beginning of it too, where it just really grows for you. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
definitely
thank you.
speak that for you. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love what I do. And, just to hear these stories and, people love to listen to the stories and they love to be a part of this. And, I can't wait to grow this as well. And it's fun. It's so exciting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
And
like,
this is definitely just, it's nice because it just feels like a conversation.
yeah,
And, I have, of course, never met you in person, but you feel approachable. And so this is just a really nice way to kind of just have a quick discussion. Like we're almost just having a cup of coffee
yeah. And,
together.
exactly. That's what I love to do. I love to promote small businesses. I love to help get the word out for, other businesses and it's how we help grow.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love what I
I
do.
love it.
Yeah.
Well,
So is there anything else that you want to add?
Um, no, I think I covered everything. I'm just like I said, I'm excited to see where 2024 goes, and we
Yeah.
just have so many different arms to this business, where I do see that, to your point, there's not others that have tapped in some of the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
And then and even down to just being able to, kind of have it where our presentation is a lot different, because
Hmm.
I want it to be, when you see one of our products, like whether it be a board or a platter or anything, you can automatically say, "Oh my gosh, that's Bite by Bite." So we're
Yeah.
spending a lot of time being very careful about presentation, and really even trying to kind of like brand that to a certain extent. So
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it'll
The cool thing about it is we're doing things that nobody else is doing yet.
heck yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
And that's
That's
what I
really
love.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll have to ship you something so you can try it. So
That
definitely
would be
when we get off the call, I'll definitely get your info so we can send you a little something, and then tell the
Absolutely.
people. Well, you can have a follow up to this and let them know you tried it.
And you beat me to it. See, that was the thing, right? So I was going to critique it, man, and I'll do a podcast about my experience.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Absolutely.
I got you. We'll get that on that. We'll get that going soon here.
Sweet. I love it. So, would you like to offer a discount to our listeners?
Yes, absolutely. So
Awesome.
when you subscribe to our website and if you use the code welcome, it will give you 15% off your first order. So anybody who wants to apply that discount to either a charcuterie food item or a grazing table or a workshop, feel free and get that apply that discount for the 15% using that code welcome.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much. Well, this has been a fantastic interview. I really appreciate this.
Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. I didn't really know what to expect. This is my first podcast, but I'm like,
Uh,
I think this is the way to go. This feels really good. It feels comfortable. And I was able to touch on a lot of stuff and you were super, super great. I know I tried to like be the host at first, so I'm glad you, you
I
were
had to
like,
look. I
Yoshi,
got to
wait a
reel a
minute.
lot of people in with this. Trust me. Well, hey, don't steal my thunder. If you listen to some of my podcasts, I have to do it a lot. I'm like, hey, this is my interview, man. Let's slow
Yeah,
down a little bit here.
you did it good. Just a little slight tap on the shoulder. Hey, just give me a second. I promise I'll ask the questions here.
Exactly.
But
But
this
that's what
was
a good
tons of
host
fun.
does, right? A good host reels it in, and just tries to
That's
let
good.
the interview
Oh, yeah.
flow.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you did
Right.
a great job, Charles. This was
Awesome.
fun.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Well, Teyoshe, thank you again for your time. I appreciate it. I wish you much success with your business. And I
Thank.
look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay, thank you, Charles. You take
You're
care.
very
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Okay.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. You've been listening to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast with your host, Charles Luttrell. Connect with us on the web at qacteam.com, Facebook and Instagram at qac.team. Thanks for listening.